This is ENS 150.2 Engineering Graphics. So in this video, I'm going to discuss about the different modify tools found here in the modify panel. Found in the ribbon. So, as you can see, madami yung modify tools na pwede natin gamitin. First is move. The move tool moves objects at a specified distance in a specified direction. Copy, it copies objects a specified distance in a specified direction as well. Stretch, it stretches objects crossed by a selection window or polygon. Rotate, rotates objects around a base point. Mirror, it creates a mirrored copy of selected objects. And then scale, enlarges or reduces selected objects, keeping the proportion of the object the same after scaling. And then trim, it trims objects to meet the edges of other objects, or you can also extend objects to meet the edges of other objects. Fillet, rounds and fillets the edges of objects, and then chamfer. And then blend curves, you can use that as well. Array, it distributes object copies into any combination of rows, columns, and levels. Erase removes objects from a drawing. Explode, it breaks a compound object to its component objects. And then lastly, offset, it creates concentric circles, parallel lines, and parallel curves. So first, let's say I have here a circle. And then I want to move this circle. So I can just click here and then enter. Specify base point, I can choose anywhere. And then click where I want to move this circle. Enter. So that's it for move. Copy, if I want to make another circle na same dimension lang, I can just select this object, enter, can choose any base point, and then I can copy it wherever I want it, wherever I want to place it. Enter. So enter. So yun, I can copy easily. And then say copy. I want it to be aligned. And make a line. Okay. Say I want to stretch. So I can move or stretch these two objects na pinili ko, or I can pick stretch this one, and this one. Enter. Base point is here, so I can stretch this. Next is rotate. So I can rotate this object. Enter. So I can rotate it wherever I want it to be. say I want to draw a ellipse, and then may circle ako, or I have an object here. Create a line, and I want to copy, or I want to make a circle na mirror dito. So I can click mirror, select object, enter. And then mirrors, specify first point of mirror line. You see this one. And ito yung second line. So, nakagawa na ako ng circle at the same distance sa center ng ellipse. If I want it to be on the other side naman, gagawa lang ako ng mirror line ahead, and then click mirror. You can choose both objects, enter, choose the mirror line. It will ask you to erase source objects. If you choose yes, mawawala tong source. If you choose no, stay lang yung source. Next is scale. Say I want to scale this object. Enter. Base point ito. Want to scale it, scale factor of 0.5. Paliliitin ko. So, limit siya. So, it depends upon you or what you need. And the next is trim. So, I can trim, can delete itong mga bagay na hindi ko gusto, itong mga extension. So, first, i-click ko muna yung boundary. So, let's say gusto kong i-erase tong extended na line out of the ellipse. So, first, ito yung boundary. Click ko, enter. Ano ba yung iti-trim ko? Ito. So, click ko lang to, mawawala na yan. Click ko din to. Wala na yan. Enter. So, na-trim. I can also trim, like for example, ito yung gusto kong i-erase. Kung hindi ako gagamit ng trim, mawawala to lahat na line. But if itong sa upper part lang yung gusto kong i-trim, can click trim. First, click the boundaries. So, iti-trim ko. Press enter. And then, cut mo na yung trim mo. Enter. If I want to extend naman, let's say, I want to extend this line patungo naman dito, first ko din i-click yung boundary. Enter. Click mo to, it will go back. Yan. So, let's say I have a line here. And I want this line to extend para maabot tong circle na para may line through the circle. So, first click the boundary, enter, and then click the line you want to extend. So, yan lang. And if I want to trim, click the boundary, enter, trim what you want to trim. Okay. And then fillet. So let's say meron akong rectangle dito. So let's say I want to fillet ito at ito. Cannot fillet between these two entities. Okay. Later sa example, makikita nyo paano mag-fillet. Array. Let's say may circle ako. Again, can use array. Rectangular array. Ito. So I can choose either 4 columns or 8. Then 5. You can choose the columns, the distance between the columns, say 20, and change the distance in between, let's say 150. So, mas closer siya. 100. Mas closer pa. You can change the type. So, if you click this, you can delete this all. You can change either rectangular path array or polar array. Let's say may fina-follow ka na path. Spline. Ito yung path. Enter. And then meron tayong circle, path array, select object, ito, enter, select path curve, ito. So you can change the distance as well, 150 or 50. So ito, i-increase yung number of items depending on the distance na pipiliin mo. 70. Okay. So, yan yung path array. And then, lastly, polar array. Of course, circular pattern naman yung distribution or yung objects na i-array mo. Okay, so erase, select objects. Since this is an array, yan lahat ay may erase. Okay, and then explode. Let's say meron kang rectangular. So, di ba, rectangle is a polyline. So, if you use explode, enter, now you can choose isa-isa na yung object. Na-break na dito siya into one entity lang. Di kagaya nung kanina na it's a polyline, or if you make a polyline, so diba yung polyline is one entity. So if you click this, choose mo lahat. But let's just say I want to delete one part only. So I can use explode. Click this, enter. Then ngayon, exploded na to siya. Can choose one na. And then delete the part that I don't want. Or move a part that I don't want. And then lastly is offset. So offset is very useful. Example, I have a line. I want it to, gusto ko mag-offset ng, let's say, 25 units. Then select the object that you want to offset, either that direction or this direction. So yan, nakagawa na ako ng parallel line. Pwede din curve, arc. Offset this. At say 25 lang din. Either offset inner or outer. So, nakagawa na ako ng offset. Same distance siya all throughout. So I have here an example. Where we can use these modified tools. So I have here a bent pipe joint in 2D. So that shaded part or shaded area is the hatch. So you can find the hatch here. It fills an enclosed area or selected objects with a hatch pattern or fill. Usually ginagamit ang hatch sa mga cross-section. You can use gradient or boundary. And then, sa example natin dito, yung hatch na area is yung cross-section ng bent pipe joint. So, yung tricky part dito is yung curve na part. So, first is if nakikita natin tong R225, yan yung radius ng center or center line. So, we can create a circle. And then, specify first point. Just click anywhere. And then, input 225 as the radius of the circle. Enter. So now, as you can notice, 45 degree yung angle dito sa inner. If you can see the 45 degree sa my right side. So let's do that. Find the center, create a line, create another line that is 45 degrees sa line na to. So turn on your polar tracking sa 45. And then, ito. This is 45 degrees from that 180 degree na line. Enter. So, now this is the center line. May center line na tayo. Ngayon naman, gumawa tayo ng line na offset nitong curve. And as you can see here, 137. I-divide natin yan ng 2. 137 divide 2 is 68.5. So, let's offset this line. Lagay muna natin yung offset distance, which is 68.5. Select object to offset. Ito, so, since center yan, you can offset to the left and offset to the right. Both 68.5. Enter. Then ngayon, i-trim natin yung excess para hindi tayo malito. So as I've said, trim, select muna nung boundaries ng ititrim mo. So I want to trim this and this. So, ito yung magiging boundary ko. After selecting boundary, press enter, and then, delete this. Hindi ko muna to i-erase kasi ito yung center line ko. Enter, tapos na. And then, ngayon, I want to extend from this angle 45, my extension na rectangle upwards na may height na 37. So, I can create a line dito. And then, the width is 225. So, I can divide that by 2. 225 divide 2 is 112.5. So, I can start here at the center. And then, straight line lang at 180 degrees. 112.5. Upwards na 37, 90 degrees, and then 225 yung distance, and then 90 degrees below. Enter. Sa side naman na to, same din, 37. So I can create a line, start at the center or intersection, create a line that is 112.5, which is half of 225, and then create a line that is perpendicular kasi that is a rectangle, as you can see. Yung sa top and bottom part is rectangle na siya, so that is 37. Then 225, and then perpendicular na line. Enter. So now I want to erase this line. Click and then delete. So, I can extend. Pwede rin din naman akong gumawa ng line na will connect from here to here. But, prefer ko yung extend para maging single entity. Kasi if I just create a line, simula dito, papunta dito, enter. So, this is a separate line dito. But, if I extend, gawin mo muna yung boundary, enter, and then extend this line to that boundary. So, ngayon, pag i-click ko to, single entity na yan. And then, as you have noticed, ito yung 137. So, meron pang hatch sa loob. So, sa loob is 88. So, 137 minus 88, yan yung distance ng dalawang hatch. That is 49. Divided by 2, 24.5. So, yung distance ng outer hatch sa inner or outer line sa inner ay 24.5. So, I can offset this again. Offset, ito. 24.5 distance. This line sa loob. And this line too sa loob. Now, I can trim yung circle. And then, the boundaries will be this one. And create this line upwards. To then, and this one also. Right click, create a line, kasi rectangular yan sa bottom. Right click, create a line sa intersection, enter. Right click to call the previous command. Click mo yung endpoint ng line and specify next point which is at the line. Zoom natin ng konti. Okay. Next, I want to trim this one. So, trim, edges, enter, delete, enter, escape. And then, as you can see sa bottom part, meron pang extension. So, I can extend this line. Since 37 yung upper, 47 yung sa baba, that means yung extension is 10. Then, create a line here. Enter. Create an extension line. And then, that is 130. So, half na 130 is 65. So, I can offset this line. Ito. Na may 65 na distance. Here. And sa kabila. Enter. So, now it's time to trim. First ko iti-trim is ito. So, ano bang boundaries nito? Ito. Enter. Trim this line. Enter. Also, trim this. Right-click to call the previous command. So, ito yung pipiliin ko na boundaries niya kasi ito yung trim ko. Enter. click there. And then this one as well. Right click to call the previous command, which is trim. Enter, delete. You can also delete this now. Enter. Ito din. Enter. Ito yung i-delete ko. Trim edges first. Does not intersect with the cutting edge. Okay, so I can just delete this kasi separate entity pala siya, kaya hindi siya na-delete. Then trim. This one. Trim both. Di pala kasali yung isa. Skip. Trim. Ito lang. Kasi ito yung trim natin. Enter. This one can be deleted on its own. Then, trim ito. Enter. Trim din to. This one. Oh, I deleted the one important part. Trim. Ito yung i-trim ko. Enter. So, I can just extend this using this as the edge. Extend this line. Teka lang, wait. Extend. Choose the edge, enter, and then extend this. So, na-extend na. Then, enter. So, na yung iti-trim ko, itong nasa loob. You can just delete this. And this one as well. So, yan na yung and now, as you can see, smooth yung curve dito. So, that is fillet. So, fillet, select first object. Ito muna. And then, select second object. Then, type the radius, which is 10. Unknown command. Ulit natin. Fillet. Click mo pala yung radius una. And then 10, kasi yun yung radius. Click the object, this one, and this one. Right click to call the previous command. Ito. You know that radius is 10 already. Current settings, mode trim, radius 10. So, ito yung 10 na radius din. And then this one as well, right click to call the previous command. Right click, 10. So, smooth na yung edges. Ngayon naman, dito naman sa inner. So, right click, radius, ba na yung radius? 15 na. Enter. So, ito yung first, second. Right click, first, second, right click, first, second, right click, first, and then second. Enter. So I can delete this now. So now, nagawa na natin except for dimensions. So ito yung mga center line. So, piliin natin yung center. Oh, na-erase. Escape. Rosie. So, as you can see, if we zoom it in, yun lang natin makikita na it's a center line. It's not properly visible. So, what we will do, we will enter in your keyboard LTS scale. That is the scale of our line. So, let's say 20. So, makikita na natin yung center line na clearer na may break siya, and that means that line is a center line. So now, gawa naman tayo ng dimension. So dimension is here. Let's start with this. Hindi pala, ito pala yung gamitin natin. So for a straight line lang, hindi natin na-modify. So D, dimension, new. So every time pala na mag-new drawing tayo, magsiset na naman tayo ng style. Magenta. Symbols and arrows, 6. Text height is 6 din. Primary units, 0 yung precision. And decimal separator is period. Extend beyond dimensions line 1.25. Offset from origin is 1. Symbols and arrows. Arrow size is 6. Break size is 3.75. Preceding dimension text, triangle 1.5. Okay. Text 6. Text color, magenta din. Vertical above. Centered left to right, ISO standard. Okay. Set current. Rename 150.2. Close. Okay. Let's delete this. So, nabago na natin. So, as you can see, kita na yung dimension. Next is align. Ito. This 88. If you want to move, and then enter. Ito naman 130. For radius, just click the object. Radius is 10. And then this is 137. Ito, angular. This one and this one, that is 45 degrees. Radius 15. This is also 15. And then this one as well, right click. Linear. Radius, this one is 10. And lastly, ito. It is 2 to 5 degree. 2 to 5 na radius, 2 to 5 units. Zoom. So that's it. If you want to move, click and then drag. May nakalimutan pa ako. pa rin. Okay. And then lastly, ₱47. So, yan na yung final. So, this time, apply na tayo ng hatch. So, hatch. Choose hatch. And then, click on the area na gusto mong i-hatch. And this one to press enter. So, dito, as you can see, hindi natin nakikita yung line sa hatch. So, press LTS pa din. And then, let's say, 25. Hindi. I think hindi LTS. I'm sorry, I forgot. Hindi LTS pala. 4 lines lang yung LTS. Okay. So, mali pala talaga ako. Dito mo, i-change yung hatch 20. Okay. Or 50. Mas malaki na, mas malayo yung distance. If I change the angle, if that is at 0, 90, opposite. Balik natin sa 0 kasi yung drawing natin is ganito naman na. Say 45. Okay, so ngayon, may iba-iba na tayong layers. If you don't want to see the hatch, you can just turn it off. Or you can turn it back on. So that's it. So we're able to use fillet and then offset. Yun yung nagamit natin this time. But these modified tools are very useful para mas mapadali yung pag-drawing natin. So you have to think of ways na mas mapapadali pa yung drawing mo. Think smarter, not work harder. So that's it. If you're done with this video, just comment done on the comment section.